Welcome back to Across the Pitch, the show where football gets the spotlight it deserves, and we're not afraid to call it like we see it. This is episode 11, and if you've stuck around this long, congrats. Congrats, you've got taste. Today, we're diving into the glitz, the glory, and the drama of the beautiful game. Because let's face it, football is more than just a sport. It's a lifestyle. So grab your tea, your coffee, or whatever keeps you fueled because we're about to kick things off. Let's go. Real Madrid has done it again, folks. The inaugural FIFA Intercontinental Cup final was theirs for the taking, and they delivered in style with a commanding 3-0 victory over Pachuca. Here's how it all went down. First blood was drawn in the 37th minute by none other than Kylian Mbappé. A perfect cross from Vinícius, a little shimmy from the Frenchman, and bam, right into the center of the net. That goal turned a slow-burning match into a white-hot showcase of Real's brilliance. Then came the second half, and the magic kept flowing. In the 53rd minute, Rodrigo danced his way past two defenders and curled the ball into the net. It was a goal that could make poetry jealous. Mbappé gets the assist, proving that when these two connect, defenses crumble. And just when you thought it couldn't get better, Vinícius stepped up in the 84th minute to seal the deal with a penalty. A VR check had the fans holding their breath, but justice was served, and Vinícius delivered, clinical, confident, and just so Real Madrid. Pachuca had their moments, sure. Rondon came close a few times, and Moreno worked overtime in goal, but let's be honest, this was Real's night. From Courtois' saves to Modric's elegance in midfield, every piece of the puzzle clicked perfectly. So there you have it. 3 goals, 3 superstars, 1 unforgettable night. Real Madrid didn't just win, they owned the Lusail Stadium stage. What a way to make history. All right, let's talk about Vinícius Júnior, because this man just went from the streets of São Gonçalo to being crowned the best men's FIFA player of the year. This isn't just a win for Vinícius. It's a triumph for every kid who's ever dreamed big despite the odds. Let's rewind a bit. Vinícius had the season of his life, 24 goals in 39 matches, a second Champions League trophy, and get this, he's the youngest player ever to score in 2 Champions League finals. That's not just talent, that's history in the making. But here's where it gets real. Just 2 months ago, he lost out on the Ballon d'Or to Rodri. How did he respond? By showing up for the best awards and saying, "This is my time." And you know what? He earned every bit of it. His speech? Powerful. He dedicated the win to kids from places like where he grew up, kids who might think success is impossible. Vinícius is living proof that it isn't. And let's not ignore the struggles he's faced. Racism, doubters, the works. Yet here he is, not just thriving, but inspiring. As he said, no one's going to tell him who to fight for or how to behave. He's playing for something bigger, and that's what makes him extraordinary. Vinícius Júnior isn't just the best player in the world. He's a symbol of resilience, ambition, and pure joy for the game. And honestly, football's better because of him. What a show Atalanta put on today. 6 goals. Yes, you heard that right. 6 goals. Cesena, bless their hearts, barely knew what hit them. Let's set the scene. Just 4 minutes in, Davide Zappacosta opened the floodgates with a tidy right-footed finish into the bottom right corner. Classic Zappacosta, cool, calculated, and clinical. But Atalanta wasn't just here to play. They were here to dominate. By the 8th minute, Charles de Ketelaere doubled the lead with a stunning strike from outside the box. It was one of those shots where the keeper doesn't even bother diving because, honestly, why embarrass yourself? Fast forward to the 27th minute, and Lazar Samardzic joined the party, slamming home the 3rd goal with a left-footed rocket. But wait, he wasn't done yet. In the second half, Samardzic struck again in the 71st minute, this time with a pinpoint shot to the top right corner after a blistering counterattack. Clinical doesn't even begin to describe it. And if you thought the scoring spree ended there, Marco Brescianini said, "Hold my drink," with a left-footed finish to make it 5-0 in the 54th minute. Rafael Toloi set him up beautifully off a set piece. proving that Atalanta's teamwork was as sharp as their finishing. Cesena managed to grab a consolation goal in the 90th minute, Joseph Cisse with a solid finish. But let's be honest, this match was all about Atalanta. They were faster, sharper, and downright unstoppable. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. 6 goals, 3 different scorers, and a masterclass in attacking football. Atalanta fans, take a bow. Your team just served up a match to remember. Folks, this match was pure dominance from start to finish. Juventus steamrolled Cagliari in what can only be described as a football masterclass, ending the game at 4-0. Let's rewind to how this showdown unfolded. The opening goal came in the 44th minute. Dusan Vlahovic, ever the clinical striker, found the back of the net with a precise left-footed shot. A cheeky assist from Kenan Yildiz, and boom, bottom right corner. That set the tone. Into the second half, Juventus kept their foot firmly on the gas. Tone Koopmeiners doubled the lead in the 53rd minute with an absolute beauty of a free kick. He curled it into the bottom left corner, leaving the keeper grasping at thin air. Honestly, art belongs in museums, and this goal was no exception. Then came Francisco Conceição in the 80th minute. A neat left-footed shot from the right side of the box, slicing through Cagliari's defense like a hot knife through butter. Assisted by Nicolas Gonzalez, this one tucked sweetly into the bottom left corner. Clean, clinical, and completely unstoppable. And because 3 wasn't enough, Nicolas Gonzalez wrapped it up with a showstopper in the 89th minute. A stunning left-footed strike from outside the box, straight to the center of the goal. Oh, and did I mention it was off a blazing fast break? Timothy Weah with the setup, and Nicolas with the exclamation point. This was Juventus firing on all cylinders. The teamwork? Immaculate. The finishing? Ruthless. And the energy? Unmatched. This squad wasn't just playing football, they were putting on a spectacle. And there you have it. Juventus, 4. Cagliari, 0. That's how you deliver a statement on the pitch. All right, let's dive into this whole Unify League situation. The Super League may have flopped, but its creators are back with a new pitch, the Unify League. Bold, right? They've petitioned UEFA to recognize this tournament, and it's stirring up quite the storm. So, is this the next Champions League? Not so fast. Let's break it down. First, UEFA. They hold the crown in European football, and they're not about to hand it over. The European Court of Justice ruled last year that UEFA couldn't block other competitions outright, but they were quick to rework their rules to ensure their dominance. Those rules now include criteria for merit-based qualifications and a little clause that says new tournaments can't mess with UEFA's existing ones. Subtle. Now, A22 Sports, the brains behind this, argue that UEFA's playing dirty, restricting clubs from freely choosing which tournaments they join. And sure, let's say A22 jumps through those legal hoops. They'll still have to convince clubs this is a better deal. Because let's face it, clubs follow the money. And with UEFA raking in €4.4 billion annually from their tournaments, it's a tough act to beat. Here's A22's grand plan. A streaming service called the Unify platform. Games would stream for free with ads, but you could upgrade to an affordable premium package for extra bells and whistles. Sounds great, but let's be real. If this model was foolproof, broadcasters would have nailed it by now. The competition format? It's ambitious. 4 leagues, each with 16 clubs, starting with 2 top-tier leagues, the Star League and Gold League. After 14 group stage games, the best clubs moved to knockouts, with the semifinals and finals as single matches. That's 246 games total. But here's the catch. More games don't necessarily mean more excitement. When the same teams clash year after year, some matches will lack stakes and drama. And let's talk access. The Unify League claims to be open and meritocratic, but that's a double-edged sword. Top clubs love stability, guaranteed slots, consistent revenue. Having to fight for a place in this league every year? That's a harder sell than pineapple on pizza. Now, what if we end up with a split? Say Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Bayern back the Unify League, while Barcelona, Liverpool, and Juventus stick with the Champions League. It's a lose-lose. The magic of these tournaments comes from the best competing together. Divide that talent pool and you're diluting the product. So, what's next? Expect a lot of lawyer talk, maybe even some ECJ clarifications. But ultimately, this feels like A22 trying to get UEFA to the negotiating table. Whether that happens depends on two things: their ability to rally clubs, and let's not forget the small matter of who's footing this multi-billion euro bill. Your move, UEFA. And that's a wrap for episode 11 of Across the Pitch. We've dissected, celebrated, and maybe thrown a little shade. Because why not? Remember, football never sleeps, and neither do we when it comes to bringing you the latest and greatest from the pitch. If you enjoyed this ride, hit that subscribe button, share it with your squad, and let us know your hot takes, because we all know football opinions are never in short supply. Until next time, keep your passes sharp, your shots on target, and your commentary spicier than a derby day. See you soon.